This is we're talking about all of these three different types of interfaith, and 3 ways being able to bona fide scriptures, and 3 ways to look at religion, and looking at what is adharma or non-religious. Now, we want to, because I'm connected with the Krishna movement, but I'm also having a special Institute for Spiritual Technology, where we particularly emphasize techniques, technologies, how to apply spirituality. So in that spirit, I'm giving you some technologies. I'm going to give you 3 more ways of how to evaluate anybody's philosophy in 5 minutes. You believe I can do that? Anyway, I'll try. Why not? The 3 questions you can ask. And in 5 minutes, you can decide if you want to participate or if you should back out of what you're already participating in. You'll be surprised how often we involve ourselves in something and we haven't asked these 3 questions. First question should be, if I am perfect in this, what is the goal? What can I ultimately experience? What will be the ultimate state of perfection if I am perfect in this? It's the first thing. Many times you ask that question, you realize, hey, I want to get out of here. Because what the goal is, I'm not really interested in giving my life for this. I'm not interested in committing myself. I didn't know this was the goal. You'll be amazed at how many times people are involving themselves in something and they haven't gained a clear understanding of what the goal is that they are trying to attain or trying to become. I mean, some systems, the goal is that you can gain power to destroy any of your enemies. For some people, yeah, I want that. This sounds good. I'm ready for it. For other people, big deal. For some people, the goal of a particular teaching is how to have heaven on earth. Some people say, wow, I love that. You can stay here forever. Others say, no way. For others, the goal is how you can gain various cities or mystic powers. And you can read the mind and heal the sick and travel to other planets and do astral projection and have clairvoyance and autovoyance and on and hypnosis, so many things. And someone said, yes. And someone else says, you'll get bored with that after a while. It's like toys. It's like ways of manipulating with your energy. Huh? Someone will say, well, we're kind of doing it already by science and by technology. We got the fax machine, and we can send a message here, and the computers receive here, and we can just turn the television on and CNN, and we see what's going on in China in 30 seconds. And it's a big deal. Get on the airplane, they get a few hours to go to sleep. You'll be in Australia, and so one was okay. So that's just more of some of the material things, but in a more seemingly extraordinary way. But for some people, they'll be happy with it. Anyway, go on and on and on. Some systems, the goal is that you can ultimately attain nirvana, be free of all of the dualities, the anxieties that are part of material culture, and be freed from any type of distress, etc. Some people say, yes, this is what I want. I want somehow to be free of distress. Someone else says, and another system is about how to experience samadhi, how to experience cosmic consciousness, how to experience universal energy, how to experience the oneness of mind, the oneness of all things, how to connect with universal sound. And some people will say, yes, I like that. I would like to be connected with all things, all different aspects of energy as one. And other systems may be about how to experience spiritual variegatedness, where you're experiencing the energy free of the bombardments of duality in the material world, but at the same time experiencing spiritual activity, eternal spiritual activity. So we may say, well, that sounds interesting. Well, it's according to the person, they should look at what the goal is. some scripture says, for instance, I was reading the hadith the other day, and the hadith was mentioning how in paradise one can, and this is a very beautiful display. Someone may be very excited about this. In paradise, one never will age past 33, and the man will have the sex power, will have 70 virgins, and will have the sex power of 100 men. And so a man says, yes. The woman says, hold a minute. Who's going to be one of those 70? And it mentions one can have 80,000 assistants. And someone says, hold a minute, one person is going to have 80,000. I may be one of those 80,000 more likely than that one. But you can see the point. But one should look and see, well, this is the goal, and I'm happy with this, and I want to embrace this. So that's the first question. Find out what the goal is. If you're okay with the goal, then that's the second question. Second question is, what must I do to acquire that goal? We may like the goal, but not like what has to be done to acquire that goal. If we like the goal and we're not satisfied with what we have to do, then we better keep shopping until we find a goal that we like, a theology that offers a goal that we're ready to embrace. Given now, we're just explaining how there's bona fide prophets with different commissions and bona fide systems, different ways how to examine those bona fide systems, and different ways how to go deep in the religious experience. We're experiencing it. Now the question is, okay, now as you are trying to experience, there are different systems that are offering different things. If you want to buy apples, you don't go to the auto mechanic to buy apples. Huh? You find where you can get such. If you want to buy art, you don't go to the shoe store. So someone is selling bona fide good shoes, but you don't go to buy art in the shoe store. And so you find out, what do I want? Where can it be purchased? Now, what do I have to do to get there? So the second thing, as you're clear in the goal, then you want to find out what is to be done to acquire that goal. Now, if you're okay with those two things, then the last question. And you want to know, someone or some entities who have also wanted that goal and have done the things to attain that goal, and you want to study them. Because this is what you're going to become, or this is what you also are looking for to experience, based on what is available, what they have done, and now what they have become. So every system has its goals, and it has its things to be done, and there are results. Like we said, every system has its sadhu, shastra, guru. It has its scriptures, it has its bona fide saints, it has its original teachers or propagators. And those scriptures, saints, and propagators are offering us an experience. They're offering us a chance to enter into a certain level of God consciousness. We just have to be clear on what that level is, if we're okay with it, and we have to watch ourselves so that we can be honest and loyal to that while we are embracing and being happy as others are doing what they have to do and trying to go deeper and deeper. We can have that, and last 1 or 2 points, and have that experience where we're not just looking at religious institutions and people from just tolerating, or from kind of a sociological, anthropological, or linguistic approach, but that we are realizing that this same wonderful Godhead, out of so much love, is making himself and the spiritual kingdom available, is sending different teachers according to time, place, and circumstance. The basic message of the teachers is that there is more to be had and to be experienced, but we have to change our lives in different ways, and we can become experiencers. Understanding that bona fide ambassadors are coming from same blessing, the same God, but different messages, and they are there to facilitate us based on our degree of surrender, our degree of love, and it's like God reaching out by making the messages available to help to bring us in. So we want to be chaste to bona fide systems. We want to keep reminding ourselves and taking inventory to see that it's bona fide by Scripture, the saints, the original teacher. We want to go beyond just religious tolerance and have religious experiences. and we want to be clear about having groupings that we're motivating each other and not and helping to lovingly encourage each other toward those particular goals. So let me stop at that point. I could go longer, but I don't want to overload you with more threes. You had about 3 more threes, but I think this is enough for one night. So let us see what questions you have. I'll give you a 2-minute summary as you think of your questions. We talked about the fact, as we said about prayers, about religion and culture, that religion is not something that's just appearing at a moment. It's connected with past, it is now living with present, and it's bringing us future. We're looking at the fact that there is that which goes against religion, goes against Dharma, A-Dharma, B-Dharma, Upa-Dharma, those things that go against one's religious system, or goes against the whole aspect of religion. We're looking at the fact that there is piety and impiety, that there are, when there is power, that sometimes power can be misused or abused, and it can also be used for exhilarating, for helping one in their progress. That miracles similar, not necessarily from divinity. Religion can be the most devastating effect on the whole of humanity when it is propagated by fundamentalism and sectarianism, or when people play politics while they're so-called using, while they're so-called trying to present theologies. The real thing is politics. And then we see that the interfaith is on different levels. We want to go deep and have that experience of deep consciousness, or different people of deeper consciousness can be just in awe that they have come and they've attained it this way, and now they're able to share with others who have attained certain things by following their bona fide systems. So we have Sadhu, Shastra, and Guru, or we have Scripture and the present-day saints and the original teachers to constantly see that all three are there so that we can feel healthy about what we embrace, and by doing such, we'll meet with others who are embracing theirs in a similar way. And then we have these 3 ways how to be able to evaluate any type of philosophy. That we ask, what are the goals? If we do this, what can we expect to acquire ultimately? We're okay with that, and we find out what we have to do. And then if we're okay with that, we want to know someone who's followed that so we can study them and realize what we will be like once we acquire such. And in this way, we can realize how variegated spiritual life is, how amazing it is that there's so many, many, many wonderful teachers, and how there are also those who are in pretense, who are simply trying to sabotage bona fide systems and will capitalize on people who are not having more knowledge about what constitutes, what is bona fide. So let's stop there and see what concerns that you may like us to address, or what questions that you might have, or comments with the last few minutes that we have at this time.